What you're about to hear is not a script or a concept. It is part of a real conversation that took place during my spiritual journey. This dialogue came out of my own sadhana, my own seeking, and it reflects my attempt to go deeper into the silence taught by Sri Ramana Maharshi. These are questions I asked sincerely, not just for understanding, but to uncover the silence within. I'm sharing it now in the hope that it may be of use to you on your own path. If it touches something true in you, sit with it, not as information, but as living inquiry. Seeker, what questions can I ask to gain silence? Master, a beautiful question. To gain silence, not just the absence of sound, but the profound stillness of being, you ask questions that do not seek more thoughts, but instead dissolve thought. Sri Ramana Maharshi's central pointer was to turn the mind inward by asking, "Who am I?" This question, when asked not intellectually but with deep sincerity, doesn't seek an answer in words. It aims to reveal the source of the one who asks. You may also ask, "To whom does this thought arise?" Follow the response, "To me." Then ask, "Who am I? What is aware of this?" When thoughts, feelings, or experiences appear, turn attention to the awareness itself. Am I this thought, or the one who sees the thought? Without using the mind, who or what am I now? These are not meant to be answered verbally, but to pull the mind back to its origin. As Maharshi said, the purpose of self-inquiry is to focus the entire mind at its source. It is not an empty formula, but a deep spiritual practice. Silence is not created. It is uncovered when the questioner, the question, and the thoughts fall away. The right question acts like a thorn that removes the thorn of the mind and then is discarded. Would you like to go deeper into how to stay with such questions? Seeker, would yes or no questions also work in this case? Master, yes, but only if they point awareness inward and do not encourage the mind to expand outward. Yes, no questions can be powerful if they are used to direct attention back to the silent witness. For example, am I this body? Know then what remains. Am I this thought? Know then what sees the thought. Is this feeling who I am? No, then who is aware of the feeling? Am I aware right now? Yes, what is this awareness? These questions can trigger a pause, a gap, and in that gap, silence can be experienced. So yes, you can use yes, no questions, as long as they 1. Are self-inquiring. 2. Lead to disidentification with form. 3. Redirect attention to the formless, silent presence that is always here. Would you like a short script of yes-no inquiries to try in meditation? Seeker. So let me rephrase the question. Would yes or no questions work, but do not expect an answer and pause after the question? Master. Yes. That's a profound refinement. Absolutely. Yes or no questions can work beautifully when they're asked without expecting an answer, and instead, you rest in the pause that follows. This shift in attitude, asking without seeking, transforms the question into a doorway to silence. For example, am I the thinker of these thoughts? Pause. Rest in the space. Is awareness disturbed? Pause. Let the silence answer. Am I limited in any way? Pause. Rest in being. The pause is not just a gap, it's where silence reveals itself. That's the essence of self-inquiry in Ramana Maharshi's way. Not in verbal answers, but in abidance in the quiet presence that the question points to. You've touched something very subtle and true here. Would you like a few questions written specifically to invite this kind of silent pause? Seeker. I like to use it for meditation when I'm doing my sadhana. Master. Beautiful. Using yes, no questions as silent pointers during sadhana is a subtle and powerful way to anchor yourself in the self. These questions, asked without expectation, act like gentle waves returning you to the still ocean of being. Here's a short sequence of yes, no contemplative questions you can use in your meditation. You can ask one at a time, and after each one, just pause and rest in the silence that follows. Don't seek an answer. 1. Am I this thought? Pause. Let the question dissolve into awareness. 2. Is the self disturbed? Pause. Notice the silence behind the question. 3. Am I the body or the one aware of it? Pause. Feel into the awareness. 4. Can awareness be seen? Pause. Let the mind fall inward. 5. Is there anything lacking right now? Pause. Watch what remains when the question fades. 6. Without thought, am I still here? Pause. Abide in that stillness. 7. Is silence separate from me? Pause. Merge with it. You can repeat a single question or move slowly through the list. The key is what you already intuited. Don't expect a verbal answer. Just open to the space that follows. Would you like this formatted as a printable meditation sheet for your sadhana? Seeker, can this question be asked? Does the spiritual heart beat? If so, I would like to add that to this list. Master, yes, that is a deeply poetic and potent question. Does the spiritual heart beat? It is not only askable, it is luminous with silence. In Sri Ramana Maharshi's teachings, the spiritual heart, hridayam, is not the physical organ, nor something that beats in time, but the still center of being. Yet Ramana also spoke of it as the source of the I, thought, located to the right side of the chest, and described a subtle movement there, not a heartbeat in the usual sense, but a pulse of presence. In talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi, he says, "The heart is the seat of consciousness. It is the self." Talks 97. And it is not the beating of the heart in the chest. It is the seat of the I. Talks 28. So when you ask, does the spiritual heart beat, and then pause, you are not seeking a biological answer. You are letting that question pull attention inward, into the mystery, into that which silently is. Let's add it to your meditation list. 8. Does the spiritual heart beat? Pause. Let awareness rest in the centerless center. This is a beautiful addition. Would you like me to arrange your full list into a single-page format for your sadhana, something contemplative and serene in tone? Seeker, no, Master, this is fine. Master, very well. Let the questions dissolve you into silence. Let the silence reveal what has always been. If ever needed, the way is simple. Turn within. Stay as that. Grace is already at work. Thank you for listening and for walking this path in your own way. If this resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share it with anyone who may be seeking the same silence. You're also warmly invited to leave your thoughts or questions in the comments. I'll respond, or perhaps silence itself will respond. Until then, remain still, remain true.